Alright, I've decided to go ahead and do the passenger side cowl mount modification on this Bronco because I am going to put a aftermarket aircon up under the dash, and I wanted to gain the room back. So I was going to show you how I'm going about it. Not necessarily the right way or the best way, it's just the way I'm doing it, and it's working out so far. Just with home tools for the most part. But I drilled out these spot welds with a spot weld cutter. And I did the same thing. See, I got pieces just set back in there now, but same thing along the front. And then I made two cuts, one right along this edge with my body saw, and then the second one right along the bottom, right down the groove, down the seam, down the bend. I used my Dremel to start a slot in there. I used a little wheel to make a hole for my body saw to fit into, and then ran my body saw down it. Got rid of that pie. So next thing I did, once I had these welds cut, this will pop up, and that leaves you with this lip attached down here, and it went full length. I just broke it up getting it off, but so right underneath the lip I sawed it off, cut the lip off, got rid of it. So then I had to fabricate up a piece. So I made this out of sheet metal. I don't have a brake, so I had to clamp it to a straight edge and tap it around the corner. And the good thing about metal, if you mess it up, you know, weld it back together, add a piece to it. So this piece is going to go up on here, and I'll show you how that's going to look. Okay, so there we are, just mocked up. Got some butt weld clamps holding it in place there. And so I'll need to weld this seam up, weld that seam up, and then when I get my new inner fender liner, I'll weld all that together. I was fortunate that I had to replace that inner fender because it let me just cut it out of the way. Otherwise I'd have been working up over it. But the other step I didn't mention in the process is these braces, which are here and here and here, these two braces. I just cut them off with my cut-off wheel, and by cutting them up real high, as high as I could, and still allow myself some room to grind, there were no spot welds up in here, so I just zizzed them off, popped them off of there on both of them. So I'll have to come back with another. I have to add a piece of bracing here and here, bring it up, tie it into this edge, and then I'll have to plug weld these holes back up. So came out pretty good. Obviously got some work to do here and here. I'm going to hold off until I get the new inner fender apron, and I'll See how it all comes together at that point. But we'll go ahead and weld these seams up and do these plug welds while I'm waiting. Okay, all done for the most part with this cowl. Had a weld line right along here. Came out pretty good. And then I rose up welded, plug welded down through the old holes where I had drilled out the spot welds. And now over on this side, you got the seam welded up, and it left a little low spot, which isn't a bad thing because it gives a place for some body filler. I think one swipe with the body filler will fill everything. It's actually not as bad as it looks from that angle. Feels flat. It just has a little valley there because of the way the metal is rolling, even trying to hammer it out. I didn't finish it here too well yet because I'm waiting on this until I get a I've got a driver's side panel coming, and I'm hoping that it's gonna fab in there and take care of those holes. Just show you the height that it came out if this piece wasn't broken. You know, comes out even, should be flush with the piece that I'm getting. But for my little home shop efforts, I'm pretty happy. It's one way to do it.